What's good, guys? It's Sam here, and I wanted to talk about getting my channel remonetized and give you another week's results on getting to $100 a day online. So, before I get into that, though, make sure you press that red button and subscribe and press that little bell notification so YouTube notifies you every time I post a video. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. So, I am working towards getting to $100 a day online, and I modeled that out to the end of March in 2020 because I figured I'd probably need about 1 million minutes watched on YouTube, which is more important than the actual views. Well, they're both pretty important, but I would say the minutes watched is slightly more important. And until you get to a certain point, I mean, they're both pretty fucking important. The views and the watch time. But somebody could post a video where it's a clickbait title and a clickbait thumbnail, and they watch 18% of the video versus like somebody who posts 2 hours of really quality content and somebody who watches 98% of it. One could get 10,000 views and the other one can get 3,000 views, but the watch time on the second one is much greater. So it helps and it changes with the YouTube SEO, and that's why I say that. Now, with that being said, I started at the end of October in 2018, and then I put it out till the end of March 2020, and that was about 72 weeks. So if I need a 250,000 minutes watched per week by the end of March 2020, and this is what I'm starting with at the end of October 2018, then I need to grow at a certain percentage. That percentage is 7.85% per week on a weekly basis. So if you looked at that on an annual basis, that's just a fucking crazy growth rate. So it has been it's been 12 weeks right now. So a little under 3 months, and I'm gonna go over the results. This is what I have so far. So this is what we've got up here. 20 minutes, 250,000 minutes by the end of March 2020. This is the growth rate that I need, and this is the number that I should be at to stay on track. So by the end of the week of the 19th, today is the 22nd of January. So by week ending on 1/19/2019, I needed about 2,300 minutes for the week. I had 17,500. So as you can see, I'm way ahead of schedule. I am on track for down here, the end of July, as you can see, because I need about 17,000 at that point between these two numbers. So I'm way ahead of track. However, if you look at this is the growth rate week over week of the actual numbers. So these are the actual numbers. This is the forecasted numbers. The actual numbers, I've had substantial growth up until about the beginning of January, and then the growth rate started to slow down substantially. It went from 52% down to 18%, down to 7%, and then actually the amount of minutes watched on a weekly basis from the prior week to this past week that just ended actually dropped by 2.42% in terms of the minutes watched. So I think that came down to a couple factors of just some of the content I'm putting out, also the reduction in terms of the marketing that I was doing on the videos. So I'm also stepping up the marketing this week. The plan is to be doing a market. When I say marketing, I'm going to separate that from advertising. So the marketing is going to be sharing it on social and creating posts on each platform for the distribution of this. But then I'm also starting advertising. So if you want to follow along with that and what I'm doing for the advertising, check out the channel. I'm making progress with that along the way. But what I'm doing for the advertising is my budget is $1 per day. And the reason that I chose $1 per day is because in the month of December, I made an average of 77 cents per day from Amazon Associates, which the link will be in the description. If you have to purchase anything from Amazon, feel free to use my link and support the channel. I just get a small percentage of whatever is purchased. So 77 cents per day on average in December. My average daily budget with Google is $1. So that way I'll spend like $6 or something like that for the month, just to see what the results are and test it out, because I will learn through this process, and once the channel is remonetized, the money that I generate from the ads on YouTube is just going to get plowed back into advertising or equipment. Instead of using a phone, maybe I will actually get a camera. But first of all, I'll probably just put it back into ads, and just play around with it and see how that works to increase the amount of exposure. But I'll talk about all my targeting and what I'm doing for that in the video and the YouTube ad videos on the channel. So go check those out if you are interested. Now, to get a channel monetized, you have to hit two things. You have to have 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time over a 12-month period. So we will get into that in just a second, but first I just wanted to go over the results. I've been on a 24 or 48-hour period right here. I've been in the 2,200 to say 2,900 only for short spurts, but between 2,200 and 2,900 views over a 48-hour period for probably 2.5 weeks now. It's been just back and forth, back and forth. I haven't broken 3,000, but I feel like I should be able to do that relatively soon. The plan is to hit that this week with the marketing first thing in the morning, doing one before I go to the gym and work, and then doing another one in the evening. I think spreading them out like that is actually beneficial to increasing the conversion on the marketing. But throughout the month of January, I did decrease the amount of marketing I was doing, and I think with the reduction in marketing, that actually has a very big effect on the SEO, because then you're not getting the click-through from other social networks, which I think YouTube's SEO has a tremendous effect. That has a big weighting for their algorithm for that, I think. And so we're going to see this week on how that plays out, because I'm going to be doing more of that social marketing, and we're going to see how that affects these numbers this week. So I'm just going to go over all the stats here. This is on a 30-day basis. So the 30 days ending, I think this date is up till about the 21st. It's either up to the 21st or the 20th, and then the preceding 30 days before that. So just comparing the two of those, I'm going to look at all the different stats we've got here. And we're going to start with the subscribers. So the past 30 days relative to the 30 days ending on December 21st, assuming that the date is up to the 21st. And today is the 22nd, as I mentioned. So the number of subscribers, the total is 135, which is a 27% increase over that period that ended in December. The number of shares, so how many times each video or the cumulative amount of the videos have been shared, is 69. Well, that's a good number, right? 69, son. The total number of comments on a 30-day period relative to the previous 30-day period is a 36% increase. So these are month over month essentially, but it's just not a calendar month. This one's a good one. The number of dislikes. So clearly I made a video that a bunch of people did not care for, because, or maybe a couple of them. The number of dislikes has increased 335% relative to the other 30-day period. The number of likes is up 25%. So all of these engagement factors that I just went through, the number of likes, dislikes, comments, shares, and subscribers, all of those things are up, in the 25 to 35% range, except for 25 to 40%, it looks like, except for dislikes. That's up tremendously. Now, the next one is views. The number of views in the 30-day period that just ended versus the 30-day period before that, it's up 89.75%. So that's up tremendously. Like, that's up almost 100% month over month, which is amazing. It would be nice to get up 300%, but we'll take what we can get. Now, this is interesting. And I'm going to explain why it's like this, but the watch time in the past 30 days relative to the 30 days before this is up 168.9%, 168.59%. So that's crazy, because that's up over 150% relative to the other previous 30 days. And you're like, well, how is that happening? Views are only up 90%. That's true. So the factor that's helping that tremendously is with the average view time, meaning people are actually watching longer into the videos. The average amount of time people are watching videos in the 30 days relative to the previous 30 days is 41.5%. So that's increased by 41.5% in the last 30 days, which is awesome. So either I'm getting more targeted an audience, subscribers are watching longer into videos, which if you are, just let me know down below in the comments, or the content is getting better, or some combination of all those. So everything's going in the right direction. I just want it to go faster. And I pulled up a chart here so that I get to show you the representation of the last 90 days. So this is almost about when I started. So I started at the very end of October, so this is not quite the end of October, but it's the last 90 days. And you can see the chart is going in the right direction. I just want it to be steeper, that's all. But with that being said, when I look at the annual chart, so now this is the chart you need to look at for remonetizing the channel. It tells a different story. So as you can see here, this is the past 365 days. That's what that chart looks like at this point right here. And as I mentioned earlier, you need 240,000 minutes watched. So we've got 168,000 minutes watched. So if you're watching, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And to figure out when we're going to remonetize the channel, if you look at the past week or 2 weeks and just take the average daily minutes watched, about 2,500 minutes per day are getting watched. So we'll use that. But first we need 240,000 minutes. So we take that minus what we already have, 168,000, which gives us about 72,000, and you divide that by 2,500, and that's about 29 days. So right around February 19th or 20th, assuming no more growth between now and then, we should be able to start remonetizing the channel. I would like to be, at 4,000 or 5,000 minutes watched per day by then, but either way, we should hit it mid-February, and I will keep you guys posted on the progress as well as what I'm doing for the marketing front and how much money I am making. So if you want to check out how much money I'm making with Amazon Associates, just check out the channel for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below in the comments or shoot me a message on Instagram. There's a link in the description, or reach out to me on Facebook if you don't have Instagram, although Instagram is definitely the fastest and easiest way for me to respond to you. But either way, I will get back to you. It just might take me a little bit longer if it's on Facebook because I don't use that as much and I'm not as familiar with it. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Peace.